Hello, this is Carmen Cook Campbell here again with this week's update. We're on video 4 now, and I have another special guest that I'm very happy to introduce. I've been working with her for a while now, so she has actually been part of our team for a while as a consultant. We met a couple years ago. She gave me a phone call, and this is Sarah Shaw. She's with Sarah Shaw Consulting in the Entrepreneur. Welcome, Sarah, and thank you very much for taking out your busy schedule to speak with me today.
Of course. I'm so glad to be here. So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Sarah, you called me up, I guess it was what, 2018, I
I
believe.
think so.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
were just starting your consulting business. And what made you call me? Where did you find me, and how did you hear about Swabbies and my invention and my product and my business?
Well, I don't remember exactly where I found you. I
Right.
think it might have been in a mom Facebook group.
Okay.
Definitely was on social media.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I've been consulting since 2009, but when I was reaching out to you, I had just started a group program for women to really teach them how to be CEOs of their own brands and how to get it out there, how to get into stores, into the media, maybe
Great.
pitch celebrities. And I just thought you'd be a great fit because I loved your product and your attitude.
Great. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your background, your business background, how you started, and then why you started consulting.
Okay. Well, so back in 1997, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, before the internet, decided to start a handbag company sort of out of the blue. And I had been working in film doing costumes for many years and just was ready for something else. I never thought I'd be an entrepreneur. I'm a fourth generation entrepreneur, but I sort of thought I'd live and die in the film business. And I started making this handbag at night and on the weekends on my dining room table, and finally got up the nerve to show it to a costume designer that I'd been working with for many years. And she just flipped for it, and I was a little embarrassed, like thinking, wow, this person really likes my product. But then it got better. We went out to dinner that night and I had the bag sitting on the bar, and a woman came over and was asking about the bag, who the designer was. And my friend is, like, she's the designer. That's Sarah Shaw, and I'm like all shades of purple and, the deer in the headlights, I didn't even know what to say. And she turned out to be a buyer for a big store. And she said, I can't buy from you because we only import from Europe, but this isn't a great product. You should really move forward with it. And so that was sort of my entree into, I don't know, the fashion world. I mean, I purchased fashion, right? I
Right.
shopped for a living doing costumes, but I'd never
Right.
made anything myself. And so I just kept going with it. I thought, well, I'm just going to see what happens. And over the next 5 years, we were selling in over 1,200 stores across the country, small, better boutiques, and had stints at Barney's and Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom's and Saks Fifth Avenue, and I decided to get my products to celebrities. And so and I got the idea from the same costume designer. We were having dinner one night a couple years later, and she was complaining that she was being forced to use Donna Karen's clothes in a movie. And so I kind of stopped listening, and I was like, ooh, aha moment. Like, if Donna Karen's giving all these clothes to movies, why aren't I doing this with my bags? And then I felt like an idiot because I had been in film for so many years. But nobody was doing that. And
Right.
so she kind of paved the way. Thanks, Donna. And so I started reaching out to films and TV shows, and calling studios. And it's not like I really had connections anymore because I'd been doing my bag line for 2 years at that point. But we started just giving bags away to celebrities and TV shows. And I had a bag in Legally Blonde and Ocean's 11 and America's Sweetheart, and on TV shows like Friends. And so we just used that to really help grow the company over that
Right.
time. And it was amazing. And then after 9/11, I ended up losing my investors and lost my business at the end of 2002. But then I patented and invented a closet organizer for handbags, and was a little scared to launch it. I was a little gun shy, and I did some random consulting for a few years while this was getting patented, and I was getting the nerve up to start another
Right,
company.
right, right.
And so in 2006, I launched that new company called Simply Sarah with this one product in 12 colors. And in the first 2 years, I did 500,000 in sales with a product that was $12 wholesale, and got into 400 stores, and again did the whole celebrity magazines media for myself. And of course it seemed easy because everybody was on email by that point, and I could use Constant Contact or whatever I was using at the time and push a button and reach thousands of people. So it was a different experience for me. And after that, a lot more people started asking me about consulting, and in 2009 I decided, at the urgency of some friends, because life coaching was really big then and just taking off. And they said, hey, you're actually teaching something to people who already know what they want to learn about. And you have all this, at this point, I'd had like 9 years of experience. And so in 2009, I started consulting,
Right.
and I've been doing that ever since.
And so you don't just inventing a product doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the handbag or the closet organizer or a baby product or the next kitchen gadget. It's
Yeah.
all product and sales, and getting your product out there into the market. So right now, how many, because I know I was one of your children or baby product clients, how many do you have now that would you say have children and baby products that you
Probably
consult?
in my group coaching program, there's probably maybe almost 10.
10? 10?
Yeah, in
So,
in all kinds of different areas.
right. So what are some of the industries or areas that you that a lot of these clients, what their inventions or their products?
Well, so there's the baby, clothing, jewelry, candles, accessories, handbags. I would say mostly girly products, hand sanitizer, a pillow, like special travel pillows that
Great,
kind of
great,
turn your
great.
regular class seat into a first class seat. So there's really interesting products, things that are patented. Not every product obviously is
Right,
patented.
right.
And I could never patent my handbags and got knocked off all the time. so,
Great.
um, and even though my handbag hanger was patented, that got knocked off too.
Right.
But it's hard, right?
That's
You have
yeah,
to
that's the
constantly
business.
fight in the
Right,
battle. Yeah.
right,
So,
right,
so all kinds of products. I mean, I don't think of like you were saying, to me, a product is just a product, right?
right,
Some magazine is going to want to write about it. Some celebrity is going to want it. A store is going to want it. Online shoppers are going to want to buy it, right?
right,
So I
right,
think that when you find your sweet spot, you just keep pushing yourself to get and open more doors.
right, right. Okay. And where have you seen Swabbies and from the time that we talked and started consulting with you as I was launching Swabbies, and now we're Better Family Inc. and we
Yeah.
have the Bebo, we have Drop It Baby, and now we have also as seen on Shark Tank. So we have two as seen on Shark Tank products, Ava and the Bebo. So what would you say that you have seen me as a client and Swabbies as a client uh, transform or grow since we spoke or
Oh my
first
gosh.
met? And
I mean, you just exploded, right? I mean, I just thought you would reinvent your specific product, right? Because you did have the individuals, you had the little packet set, right? So you sold some variations of
right,
Swabbies.
right,
And to see you now, I mean, because I know all these other brands, have worked with some of them and not with others, but I've
right,
seen them all on Shark Tank, obviously.
right,
And just to see you formulate this Better Family Inc. group and take it on as a whole, right? Because then it's a package that people are, any good baby store, right? you go into any store in their baby section, they need all of these products, or their customers do. So I think it's amazing that you can present this whole package.
Right. Thank you. So what else are you working on now? I know you started out with maybe what 10 clients when you first started, and where are you now? And what what uh what resources do you offer, and how does your program work?
Thanks for asking. So my group training program is very popular, and there's maybe about 130 women, a few men in there, and everyone's doing great. And it's really fun because it's a video training program where you can pace yourself. It's lifetime membership, and so what is, I think, really a great opportunity with that is I do 2 Zoom coaching calls every week. So twice a week, you can get personal help from me. I don't job it out to anybody. I have a very active Facebook group where I can help edit or review something that you're doing. And for me, the opportunity to teach people how to be a CEO is really close to my heart, because when I first started, I had no idea how to do that. I was just like, woo, make a bag. Do you want to buy it? I don't
Right.
know. What did it cost me? I have no idea. Right. But hey, I'll charge you $60. That sounds good. And that was sort of my attitude in the beginning. And, and for now, I obviously am very aware of the cost of doing business, and really helping people look at how to grow their business from a value point of view. Because I think a lot of people get caught up in what the gross revenue should be for the year because it sounds impressive. Like you might say, yeah, I want to do 500,000 in sales. But then if I looked at you and said, well, what's that going to put in your bank account as a salary? Most people can't answer that.
Right.
And so for me, I like to look at it as what do you need as a salary? And then let's look at what you need to gross for the year, because maybe you don't need 500,000, to get what you need, depending on your margins. So I didn't even know what margin was when I first started. And so what I really like about working with people and teaching them to be a CEO is looking at the bottom line, and that's what sets your goals. So if you need, $50,000 for your salary, how many store orders do you need to get that, right? Maybe, like, I look at internet sales as kind of icing on the cake, because unless you're running Facebook ads or getting, constant streams of press, it's really hard to gauge what revenue you can count on, right? But if you are selling to a slew of baby stores, like the finer baby stores, or that Walmart orders from you 4 times a year, right? And you can count on, that revenue and what the profit margin is there. So I think it's much easier to calculate from wholesale. And so I really like to concentrate on that, how to sell into stores, how to pitch yourself for the media, because that's free editorial, right? And you could sell 2,000, right? Or you could sell 2. You just don't know. But if it's a hip and happening product and it's in the right magazine, chances are you'll do pretty well with it, right? I mean, even if you sold 200, that would be an amazing return on 1 or 2 emails, right?
Right.
And sending 1 free product out. I would do that every week. And then working with celebrities, who, like, for baby products, right? Tons of celebrities have little kids. So you have to look for the celebrities with the right age category for the different products. And then who doesn't want a free gift when you're a new mom, right? Hey, yeah, I'll try this, and a lot of celebrities post on their Instagram, look what I just got, so awesome, or look at this cute t-shirt, or whatever it is, right? Yeah, I'm swabbing on the go. So, and so I think that there's so many opportunities, and I just love being able to share all that.
Right. You have, right. And that's what I love about your resources as well, because you have great resources for graphic design. I think it was your graphic designer that you referred to me, that I got my line sheets created for Swabbies that I could send out to, to these buyers at the boutiques. We started out with that, and then also to any retail stores or any retail buyers. as well as we did a pediatrician program. So we made the line sheet especially for pediatrician offices, and we went out and took samples to the pediatrician offices with those sheets. So that
Yay.
was that was a great resource from you. And then also having you have the connections already, you know, phone numbers, email addresses, publicist names for these celebrities, because as a new, entrepreneur, reaching out and trying to find these connections and these contacts is part of the challenge.
Sure.
Even to find who the buyer is for Target for your baby product, you have to find the buyer for a specific category, because they have a buyer for furniture, a buyer for strollers, a buyer for, diapers. So if you don't know who that buyer is, how can you go sell your product to that buyer? So, and
Exactly.
they change buyers so often too, that just as soon as you get a buyer's email address after you've dug and dug and dug through LinkedIn, talk about time consuming, and you're trying to run a business and you got so many areas of the business to run, but to sit there and have to, you know, collect all that information so that you can go and sell your product, that alone takes a lot of time.
Mhm.
And then you don't even know if it's the right email address or the right buyer.
Right.
So I found, I had just found the buyer for Bye Bye Baby when you and I had just started talking, and that was just from sending emails. And then one of the other buyers that was not my category, and they forwarded it to the right buyer. But then it still took a whole year to finally get a purchase order.
Yep.
So your program, that's what I really loved about your program, because your team has already done all that work for
Mhm.
us.
And the
Um,
one thing I think that's really great, and I'm glad to hear that you love reaching out to small stores, is that while you're waiting for these big POs to come in, there's no money, right? So if you can get a bunch of small stores ordering, even if it seems like a little bit of a pain in the patootie to send it
right,
out or something, that's where the money's coming while you're waiting for some of these bigger orders to come in.
right,
So it can really be a
right.
good filler.
Right, it's cash flow. You just got to keep the cash flowing. So,
Mhm.
well, thank you very much, Sarah, again for joining us. And I'm just so super happy that you're part of our team and you have been for a while.
Me
So,
too.
I just want to wish you best wishes in your growth. And thank you very much.
Same to you. Talk to you soon.
Okay.